Hi guys, this is Frankie from Frankie Tech, and I'm here again just doing a quick 1 week review of the Xiaomi Mi 8. The Xiaomi Mi 8 right here, guys. You know what? It's been a very interesting ride with this phone so far. And I think what I wanted to do with this video was something a little different. I wanted to do a little bit of an FAQ, your questions asked about this phone. And it's something that I've been looking at the comments section over the last week or so, and I've had this phone for about 8 or 9 days, so just over a week at this point, maybe like 10 days at this point. I'm happy to answer these questions. These pick these questions. These were the ones that were the most the ones that were most frequent on my channel, and just happy to answer these questions and just give my take on what I think of it. But let me just give you my quick 1 week TLDR of this phone. This phone has been pretty amazing. I gotta tell you, it's really been a joy to use. And overall, if it wasn't for the Mi 8 SE, I would have said this was by far the best budget phone, kind of flagship phone that you could get at this price. Now, since the Mi 8 SE came out, if you haven't seen my comparison between this phone and the Mi 8 SE, definitely check out my channel and have a look at that comparison, because I will go more in depth about these two phones and what I think has been the case. I think the Mi 8 is still very much a great phone, a great value. But for anyone looking for an even better value, check out the Mi 8 SE comparison video and have a look. Let's go down these questions, but before I do that, let me just give a quick final thoughts here on this phone. It's been really amazing. I mean, the camera has been incredible on this phone. I've been getting really great shots, you can see there, on this phone. And beyond that, the performance has been just spectacular. I've just really enjoyed my time with the phone. Let me show you the specs of the one I've been using here. Snapdragon 845, 6 GB of RAM. And I've been running the actual 128 GB storage version, so it's been more than enough for what I need. I don't think you guys need more than 128 at this point. I mean, 64 is definitely starting to get a bit small for me, but overall, it's been a real joy to use. Let's go down the line here now of just questions. Your questions asked on Frankie Tech. Here we go. Is there any wireless charging? That was one question I got. And the answer is no. There's no wireless charging on this phone. Don't know why. Really don't know why, because it's a glass back, as you can see there. And there should be wireless charging on this phone. Is it a corner that they cut to make it good? Probably. It's too bad it doesn't have it, but it's not a deal breaker for me, so I don't mind. But there's no wireless charging. Let's go to the next question here. Always on display. Well, you see it right there. That's an always on display, and it is definitely there. It's one of the best features of this phone. I really like the fact that you can at least be able to see the time, the date, and I think there's ways to adjust it further, but so far I'm enjoying the always on display. Now, I get this question, I've got this question a few times now, is MIUI 10. When is this phone getting MIUI 10? And I can tell you guys that I have absolutely no idea when that's happening. As you can see here, it's running, let's see here, MIUI 9.5.6. So it's still running the latest version of MIUI. Will it get 10 very soon? Probably. I think the reason why I don't really care about this question that much is because I'm not a big MIUI fan, as maybe you've heard on a previous video. But, if you guys are waiting for MIUI 10, you can be assured this will be one of the first phones to get MIUI 10. Let's go to the next question here. Where did you purchase this phone? And what is this third-party vendor that you get all these amazing phones at? Well, just kind of a quick summary for you guys. I live in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is an amazing place to be on the latest and greatest, on the forefront, really, of phones and of technology that are coming out of China. And the third-party vendor I was talking about wasn't a website. It was not a website. It was actually an online vendor here in Hong Kong. I go and I get my phones normally in person, and I like to go to the malls here in Hong Kong to check those things out. It's a great experience, and I was able to get this phone at one of those third-party vendors. Typically, they charge a little bit more than the standard price, but nowhere near as much as what they would charge for imports to the US or to Canada, to anywhere else in the world. So it's really great being in Hong Kong because you're kind of on the forefront of all the latest things that are brought in. Let's go to the next question now. Does this phone have an IP rating? Does this have an IP rating? It does not. Unfortunately, it does not have an IP rating. It is splash proof though. What does that mean? Not sure what that means really, but I think the main thing to consider here is this phone going to fail in like a big rainstorm? And I think the major point I've noticed is right here. Let me turn off the screen there. Right there. So in the SIM tray of this phone, there is a rubber gasket that is actually holding. It's kind of in between the SIM tray, and the actual SIM card in there. So they have thought about the water ratings and the water kind of like ingress of this phone. And maybe it doesn't have an IP rating, but I do think to an extent it is splash proof. Now, I would definitely say do not take that as like as a point to go dunk this phone in like a big puddle of water. Don't do that. So it's definitely not splash proof, but it's definitely not IP rating, but could it survive maybe a rainstorm? I think it definitely could. So next question now, LTE support. And this is an interesting question I've heard about, and something I was thinking about in terms of the actual the rating of this phone, for LTE as it relates to actual to its performance in the US. And I'm just going to read them out right now. These are the actual kind of LTE specifications for this phone. So you guys, if you're taking notes, have a listen right now. So this supports LTE bands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 12, 17, 20, 34, 38, 39, 40, and 41. And those are the speeds it can pretty much get to are HSPA and LTE Cat 16, 150 Mbps. So I think what that means here is that this phone definitely does support LTE, and I think it actually supports more bands than I initially thought. Now, what does that mean for your own providers in the U.S.? LTE for Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint. You're gonna have to check that out for yourself. But you can pause that one part there. I did read out all the LTE bands that this phone covers, and it covers all of them. So hopefully you guys can import this phone and actually use it on your provider there, and use LTE as well. Now, the other question I did have, and this is one where I'm going to bring in right here. Here it is, the Mi 8 SE as a differentiator. Is there NFC on these phones? And I was very excited, but also very kind of sad to realize and to learn that there is NFC, but it is only on one of these phones. Can you guess which one it is? I'll give you 3 seconds. Ding! Your 3 seconds are up. Which one do you think it is? That's right, guys. It's the Xiaomi Mi 8. The Mi 8 has NFC, and it is surprising for people to think about from the US. Like, how do phones of this caliber not have NFC? The Mi 8 does not have NFC, and I think the reason is because there's different types of payment systems in China that are used. Most WeChat Pay, Alipay systems use the QR code kind of methods of actual using payments Alipay is based on those. And so NFC is one of those technologies that is really big in Japan, big in the US, and in this case, they've actually included it on the Mi 8. But on the Mi 8 SE, you're not going to see it. And it's surprising the kind of phones that don't have it. Just a quick tidbit for you guys. I was planning on getting earlier today the Vivo NEX. I was ready and excited to get it. And one of my deal breakers is to get a phone at the flagship level, you need NFC. And this phone did not have it. And it was a real letdown. I was really sad to see that. So, for any of you interested in, using Google Pay, any of your like Android Wallet, any of your like payments with NFC, this may be the deal breaker right there. The Mi 8 SE will just not cut it. You're gonna need to get the Xiaomi Mi 8 because this has NFC. And I will show you guys right here. NFC, in terms of the settings, you can see it there. And there you go. There's no NFC setting for the Mi 8 SE, which is a real letdown because honestly, at this price and at this kind of level of quality, I expected the Mi 8 SE to probably include NFC in its, in it. And it's too bad because in Hong Kong, they do use payments for any of these types of services here a lot. And so that may be the deal breaker right there for the Mi 8 SE. The Mi 8 itself, the regular Xiaomi Mi 8, does have NFC. And I think that that itself just makes it the more appropriate option for any international audiences looking at this phone right here. And now the last question. Let's bring the Mi 8 SE out there. The last question I have, and I want to address this because I've been getting crazy messages about this question: the launcher. What is up with that launcher? What is up with that launcher? I keep getting questions about it, and it's been a crazy thing because I thought when I first did the video, oh man, I was using the same launcher that I use all the time. I was using the Action launcher, and as you see here, I'm using the normal Xiaomi Mi UI launcher, which, as maybe you've seen from an earlier video, I'm just not a big fan of. But I've been getting some great feedback on my other launcher that I've been using and saying it looks like a really great, almost like a Pixel phone. It's right here, guys. It's Action Launcher. Go get it on the Play Store. It is an amazing launcher. And let me just kind of give you a quick run through here what it's like. It is actually bringing up features that you don't even see in regular Google Now launcher. This is trying to approximate Android P as much as possible. And there's a plugin, which used to be my deal breaker with these kind of launchers, to use plug into the actual launcher and to actually get, there it is, Google Now, Google kind of like the cards on the side when you swipe. That's been the major deal breaker, not wanting to use any other launchers. But now that I have this, it's been incredible. So that's my launcher of choice, Action Launcher. Go check it out. I'm gonna keep my phone on this on this launcher because it's been amazing. But anyways, guys, this is Frankie from Frankie Tech. Any other questions you guys have on my 1 week review of the Xiaomi Mi 8? It's been an incredible phone, one that actually I think has actually grown in terms of like interest over time. And I'll definitely be doing some future videos on these phones. I'll definitely be doing that camera comparison. I've been owing you guys at this point on the Xiaomi Mi 8 versus the Mi 8 SE. And I think there's been calls for like gaming comparison. I'm not much of a gamer, guys. Big a Fortnite guy, but I'll be happy to maybe like play some of those Asphalt and some of those PUBG games, to compare those two for you guys to see. But I definitely think both of these are really good performers in terms of gaming, just from my initial experience. But definitely like or dislike the video. Any comments, any questions, any likes, dislikes, anything, any subscription. If you want to subscribe to the channel, like, and get more future videos and more future content from this website, definitely hit me up. And you know what, guys, it's been a pleasure. It's been an awesome ride for the first couple weeks, reviving my channel. I'm really excited to get some more good technology, some good fundamentals of YouTube to make this website really, to make this channel really pop and really just kind of yeah, to just really be kind of what I wanted to be. But hit me up, guys. I'm really excited about sharing more of my future videos with you guys on Xiaomi phones, on future Android phones, on future iPhones, on future any phone, any technology. I'm really excited about it. Hit me up. Anyway, that's it for now. So, guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.